we were extremely pleased with the result. Going over there, their previous games had been beaten, I think, 3 times by a kick or less, so they were in pretty good form, even though they hadn't had a successful result as far as win-loss over the previous 4 or 5 weeks. But their form was actually in pretty solid, and we knew that going over there they had a lot to play for, and it was a massive crowd, and it was a huge pressure game. They had a real crack, Port Adelaide. They played really well, and to be able to withstand that and stand up to that sort of fierce pressure in that environment, it was a really good win. We were really pleased with it. Yeah, we do. We think that there's been some real testing games, some solid games against teams that have been in good form, whether it's Carlton, Essendon, Port. Their form's been really solid. So, and each of those games have really tested us at different times during the course of the game. But we feel as though our pressures stood up, and we've been able to get the game back on our terms when challenged at different times during the course of the game, which has happened in every one of those games. We always plan for the opposition's best, and we saw it happened to St Kilda Freo a few weeks ago. So we plan for the opposition's best no matter who we play for, and we'll do the same again this week. We plan for the opposition's best, and as we saw against Fremantle, the opposition's best, St Kilda, was pretty good that game, so that's what we'll do this week again. Yeah, he's okay today. We won't know until the end of the week. Hopefully he does the training on Thursday and pulls up well from that. He's okay today, but we won't know until the end of the week. Well, hopefully we've still got a few sore boys from the game on the weekend. Hopefully they're all up and going, and Nick Smith's available this week. And if that's the case, it'd certainly be a reasonably strong team for us this week to be able to play against the Saints. And if that is the case, it gives those blokes an opportunity. Hanbury an opportunity to play again, which would be good for him. Shaw to keep building on his form after coming back from injury. Kurt Tippett the same. So it'd be good to be able to continue to get some real good quality game time under those blokes' belt. Oh, in the next couple of weeks, yeah, absolutely. There's a number in that boat that could. Zach Jones played again on the weekend. There's a few blokes that could come back into the calculations, and will need to. We've made a couple of upgrades to our senior list, and so, I think we can sort of go here and mention a few more names, but we're not quite sure. It just depends on who we need at any particular point. But what you do know is blokes will come into the team between now and the end of the season. Oh, he's certainly taking his game even another step up than what he showed since he arrived at the football club this year. He's in the off-season. He made a decision in his own mind to get himself into the leadership group, to do everything he possibly could to put himself in the leadership group, and he's quite unique, and he sets his mind at something, and most of the time he's able to achieve it. He was able to do that, get himself in the leadership group. He was also determined to become a midfielder, and with a bit more time in the midfield and a bit less time forward, and he set his mind to it, and he was able to achieve that as well. He's extremely determined, and his ability to set his mind to a task and achieve it's of a really high standard, and he's been able to put a consistent year together to this point. And he's even a bit sore on the weekend, and he was able to grit his teeth and get through it and play a really good high quality game, and it's just a credit to his mental strength, really. I mean, he has played more in the midfield this year as well, so that's probably increased his opportunities to tackle, but his pressure acts around the ball are outstanding. I mean, you might see he's able to finish off his work with a couple of goals every week, which is pleasing, but his pressure acts around the ball. He's an elite athlete too. He's one of our best speed endurance runners we've got at the club, so that allows him to get to a lot of contests during the game. Every area can improve and has to improve. We probably had a bit of the ball in the second quarter on the weekend, and we thought that we could have kicked the ball a bit more efficiently going forward into our front half. That was probably the second quarter, and the third quarter it was something different. The fourth quarter it's something different as well. So we sit down today, and whilst we're extremely pleased with our effort of our players to a man, each of their efforts was of a really high standard. There's still some technical things we need to work on, and that changes, and that'll probably change again next week as well. So there's plenty of improvement that we need to get better at doing, and we'll try and keep better every week.